Hey baddies, it's your girl Natalie Odell. Welcome back to your favorite beauty channel on YouTube, where we talk everything beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and most importantly, self-love. Wait, before we get into the video, I want to thank Aveeno for sponsoring this video and also for helping me be more comfortable in my skin, okay? During this time of year, as the weather starts changing, my skin gets so dry and cracky and itchy, and it's really just a hot mess. So what I'm about to show y'all is gonna really help anyone with eczema or just very dry skin, okay? This is it. This is one of the products I've been using. It's Aveeno Calm and Restore Skin Therapy Balm. And then this is their Eczema Therapy Rescue Relief Treatment. Oh my gosh, when I tell you this is going to make a world of difference in your skincare regimen, trust me. First, let's talk about the fact that Aveeno is the #1 dermatologist recommended eczema brand. But if you need more facts, I got you. So let's get into the Aveeno Eczema Rescue Relief Gel. It's actually clinically proven to soothe relief of itch, irritation, and dry skin. And it's gentle enough to go on your face, which is amazing because you can use it everywhere. It's also steroid-free and fragrance-free. Like I said, it's so gentle on your skin, unlike a lot of other products that you can find out there. And it's actually developed for those with eczema. And it is formulated with 2% colloidal oatmeal and shea butter. And y'all know that shea butter is just extra moisturizing. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Calm Restore by Aveeno. So this is more of a balm, but it's not greasy, which is kind of unheard of, okay? So it's definitely going to be thicker. And it also is 1% colloidal oats, okay? So this is actually perfect for, you know, sticking it in your bag and taking it on the go for some of those like random flare-ups, or if you just need some quick relief. But it actually provides 24-hour of deep moisture. I'm telling you, like once you put this on, you're good to go. And it actually has vitamin B5, which if you guys didn't know, it binds and holds water to the skin. But this product is definitely something that just helps you to break that cycle of itchy and dryness. Both of these, honestly, they're both amazing. If you guys want to try them out, you can get it on Amazon. I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I would have discovered these two products back in the day, because I just remember, especially growing up in Pittsburgh where it was really cold, I used to have the driest skin. It was so dry and itchy, and I would literally be up all night trying to literally just scratch and relieve myself from that. Just, I don't know, it feels torturous. When your skin is going through it, you just do not feel like yourself. So that's why I really wanted to recommend these two products to you guys. And if you guys do try it out, make sure you guys hit me up. Let me know what you guys thought about it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I think we are way overdue for a sit-down video. We're doing a little Halloween get ready with me. It's gonna be a really cute look. I hope it turns out good. Fingers crossed, I'm not really sure. And then we're gonna also talk about some spooky just things that have happened to me in, you know, spirit of Halloween. And some of them actually have happened to my family and friends. It's gonna be crazy. And make sure you guys tell me some of your, you know, spooky stories below. So let's do it. Okay, baddie, so to begin, we're gonna prep the face. So I'm gonna start with some foundation and get into the stories. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I've had quite a few things happen to me in my life when it comes to paranormal type activity. And I wanna know, do you guys, comment below, believe in ghosts and in paranormal type activity? There's of course tons of scary movies and stuff like that to binge watch during Halloween, but are you just watching them for entertainment, or do you think like, dang, this stuff could really happen? I would say that for me personally, I'm kind of on the fence about it a little bit. Y'all know I'm spiritual, so I definitely believe there's more out there, you know, than what meets the eye. But also I think that it's kind of like what you allow into your space. And for me, I'm making sure because I feel like I'm a very intuitive person as it is, and from a young age I did experience certain things that could be really scary to like a young girl, and I started praying that I wouldn't see it anymore because it scared me. And since then I haven't really, but I've experienced very moving things spiritually where I know like and I don't mean like things moving, I just mean like things that I just felt, or dreams, and very intuitive things have happened to me where I'm like, okay, this is like, you know, the higher powers communicating with me for sure. But I'm like, I make it clear to my guardian angels and everyone, listen, I don't want to see you, I don't want to hear your voice, I know you exist, but do not, listen, don't enter this space here, okay? So let me tell you the first instance I had with paranormal activity. I feel like I'm telling those stories, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna set my brows as I tell you. My first experience that I can remember with paranormal activity was when I was very, very young. Somebody that was like basically a family member to us passed away, and I remember, you know, it was before I was like old enough to be kind of like scared by those things. I just remember like seeing the guy after he passed away and like telling my mom, like, I feel like we were, I can't remember it like very vividly, but we were outside. Like we used to do little camp outs and stuff like that in our backyard, and like, you know, tell stories and sing music and stuff like that, like as a family. And I just remembered like looking up and like seeing like the guy that passed away just like sitting there and watching us like this, like just happy to like see us. And it didn't feel like scary. I just remember looking like this, and I, you know, told my mom like, Mom, I just saw, you know, and my mom was just like, really? And my mom never like it made us feel scared of those type of things. So she was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. And, you know, she was like, oh, we know you're here with us. Like, you know, so it felt normal. And my mom made it seem like it was something so cool. Like, it's great that she has intuitive kids, because my family has been known, you know, for generations to be very spiritual and in tune and stuff. So she's just like, oh yes, like my kids got it too. That was my first encounter with a spirit. I would say like my second encounter, now this is the one that kind of scared me, because I was like, I don't know who you are, and I don't want you in my space. And I was home by myself, and I was old enough to kind of understand what was happening. And this was so many years later, but I was home alone, and this is when we had moved to Florida, because if y'all know, I'm originally from Pittsburgh. We lived like out in the middle of nowhere basically, like, and we had a huge yard. It was like 5 acres. I was sitting in the living room, and I was home by myself. I didn't want to go. Everyone else was going. I was like, no, I don't want to go, whatever. I don't remember where they were going, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm sitting there by myself, and I'm in the living room, and I could see from the living room couch, I could see straight outside the back door and where the pool was. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking outside, and I literally see this lady, I guess, but there wasn't like really a face. It was just like the silhouette almost of a lady, and a long white dress with like long dark hair, just like hovering across the pool. And I'm literally getting chills as I'm talking about it. And I remember just like, I kept blinking like, no, there's no way that's what I'm looking at right now. And the lady just kind of like disappeared. Not like out of eye view, just disappeared in thin air. It was the scariest, one of the scariest moments of my life, okay? Imagine, I was in like middle school when that happened. So imagine, I knew what was going on. I knew what I was seeing, and I was not happy about it. I remember like calling my mom, please come home, come home, come home. And when she came home, I told her about it. And of course she was intrigued again, but it wasn't a fun moment for me. Honestly, I feel like thankfully that's about the extent of my personal, like actually seeing things, experiences. But I've definitely communicated with, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I guess like the spirit world. Let's call it that. I've definitely communicated with the spirit world intentionally and unintentionally, and not in some like spooky Ouija board way, but just kind of, you guys know from following me that I'm really big on like manifestation and stuff and meditating and stuff. And when you are really and truly tapped into your, you know, your higher self and your soul, you're going to be tapped in to everything. So you will feel certain things, you'll be more intuitive, you'll have signs of things that can either help you in life or protect you. I definitely have a plethora of stories of where I can definitely tell that, you know, the higher powers or spirits or my guardian angels are communicating with me. And definitely not in like some creepy like Ouija board way, but more so in just like a I'm tapped in, okay? And when you're like tapped in spiritually, you guys know I'm very spiritual. I journal and manifest a lot, and when you're more tapped in, you're prone to be tapped into everything, and you will have certain premonitions and intuitions and things of that nature. And I'm going to tell you guys a story that you guys are very privileged to hear, because I only told my journal and I told like my family, and yeah, that's it. You know, of course, easy, but she's family. I was feeling, this was actually just a few years ago, I was feeling very just not happy where I was. I felt like I needed to level up, I needed to grow, and I was ready to move into the next chapter of my life when it came to my career. And I was starting to feel very uneasy. And I remember just journaling and praying about it. And I took like a whole day where I just like sat there and I was just manifesting the life that I wanted. And I was like, tell me where to go next. I know I need to get to the next level. Basically, I fell asleep while I was journaling about this and meditating on it. And while I was sleeping, I heard something. Wait a minute, before you think I was just like hearing somebody whisper in my ear, no. And I remember it woke me up enough that I was able to think like, am I talking to myself? And then the voice didn't stop while I was talking to myself. So I knew I wasn't talking to myself, like, if that makes sense. Like, I can't have two voices in my own head. So then I was like, oh, shut up, Natalie, just listen, because it felt peaceful. It didn't feel like scary, like, oh my God, like it was gonna wake me up. So let me tell y'all what I heard. And I'm paraphrasing because, you know, I'm not the all-knowing. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I did write it down when I woke up. And basically the message was to be grateful where I'm at in life, because things will never be the same. And it basically, the voice said, like, there's gonna be a time where you will look back on the time period that you're living right now, where you have so much extra time and you get to really just kind of enjoy life innocently and go kind of do whatever you want and stuff like that. And you don't have a lot of responsibilities and things of that nature. And you're going to miss this time and you're going to kind of wish you could experience that again. Then I heard like a date, and it was like a few months from then. It was like something like October or December or something like that. I'd have to look at the note. When I tell y'all, I woke up and I wrote it down because I was like, what the heck? And of course I shared it with, like, you know, my family and everyone close to me and stuff. And I was just like, I like to share those type of things, especially because I have a good group of people around me that just don't think I'm crazy. But I also like to share them in case they come true. By that date, things started getting so busy for me. First of all, it was exciting. This is the time period where I got a publicist, which I didn't know that was coming. I didn't even know to get a publicist. I didn't know what a publicist was. And then I started doing so much more. I was on Fox News. I was on red carpets left and right, which I had never really done before. I was like, our videos on YouTube were going viral. So we were getting like a lot of like press release about that. It was non-stop, and I was traveling a lot. This was when I went to Thailand. Things really just changed in that moment, and I swear to you, they have not ever been the same. And I have missed moments where times were more simple. I'm grateful for where I'm at now, but I have looked back like, dang, that's a good example of things that have happened to me throughout my life where I just know there's definitely a higher power. But those aren't scary. I'm cool with those. Okay, so I finished my face. That was the simple part. Now, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you guys what makeup look we're doing. Basically, we're doing this. It is really cute, and I think it's simple because it's like one of those looks that you cannot really have a costume but go out on Halloween and just kind of like match the vibes, whether you use whatever color eyeshadow you use or you wear white or something like girly and just give like that girly cutesy vibes. Anyway, let's talk about some of this creepy stories that I've heard from like close friends and family, and I'm not gonna say who these stories are from because they might not want their business out there like that, but I'll start with this one story from one of my family members. She was telling me about something that happened when she was younger. Her and her friends were playing in the house, and they went, well, first of all, they had a basement, and you know, no one really likes to go in the basement. I don't know if you live, whoever's watching, places where there's basements. Basements are scary, and especially as a child, like no one wants to go in the basement. She's with her friends, so they're all trying to be brave, and they go down to the basement. They're like all running down there because they're freaked out. They're like, oh my God, hurry, 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 hurry. So basically her parents told her to go down to the basement to get something. When she goes to open the refrigerator, she was sent down there to get milk. There was like a second refrigerator down there. When she gets to the refrigerator, she goes to open it, and her friends got scared, so they started running, and like they're making their way back up the steps. She grabs out the milk. She's about to turn around when something like grabs her hand, and she just like dropped the milk. I don't remember if this is the time that she saw the person, but it was basically like a lady in like a long white nightgown with like dark hair. I cannot imagine seeing something like that. So she dropped the milk, and it of course exploded everywhere, and she got in trouble. But yeah, what would y'all do? Comment below. Now this next story, y'all, is equally creepy. I don't know what I would do. Ooh, this is cute, y'all. I'm adding the purple now. What y'all think? So one of my friends, right? She's telling me about this creepy story because we were talking about paranormal activity. She's telling me about this time where she was basically, you know, preparing at night for her next day of work, and she set her coffee pot timer so that it would make coffee at a certain time so she could have coffee in the morning, right? She sets the timer like she usually does, and she goes to sleep, and she starts dreaming about, well, she was having one of those dreams, right, where you can't tell if you're awake or you're sleeping. But she basically was dreaming about, she said it felt real, but that she heard something happening in the kitchen. So she gets up, she goes to the kitchen, and she sees that the stove is on, and she is trying to turn the stove off, but it would not turn off, and it just kept getting hotter and hotter and going up in temperature, and she's like freaking out trying to turn it off, and then all of a sudden, like, she just couldn't like move. I don't know if y'all know about sleep paralysis, but it's a thing, and there's just all these different, I don't know, conspiracies about why sleep paralysis happens, but it's scary regardless. Then she is like jilted awake. So now she's really waking up. Okay, pausing the story real quick. I just wanted to show you guys. I started sketching the butterfly wing. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna find out. I decided to use a brow pencil so that, I don't know, like I feel like it's brown, so I'm gonna cover it with gems anyway. Hopefully you won't see the brown underneath because that's not the point, but I was trying to cheat a little bit because I'm definitely not about to try to trace it with glue. And then we're gonna cover it in glue. But anyway, so let's pick back up on the story. She wakes up and she, you know, is getting ready for work, the usual, you know, takes her shower and stuff like that. And she goes into the kitchen, right? And she's about to get her coffee. Tell me why she says the coffee pot was unplugged. There was like the blinking lights, like, you know, those blinking lights, like whenever your alarm clock or something like that unplugs and it's like, you know, reset. And she's like, what the heck? Like, I definitely did not unplug it. One might think maybe the power went off, but it was unplugged. And she went and actually set the time that she wanted to start making coffee. So of course she's like freaking out, but she's like, all right, maybe I'm tripping, right? She then goes to see, because she was like, maybe, like, I don't know, could I have come in here like last night? Like I literally was, I thought I was dreaming about this thing happening. And she's like, maybe I didn't even make the coffee at all, right? She opens the pot and there is literally the coffee grounds that she put in, the water that she put in, everything, but it did not start because it was unplugged. And then this is the creepiest part to me, y'all. This is the part that had my jaw dropping when she's telling me. Then she looks at the buttons on the freaking coffee maker and they're like caved in. I'm moving out, bro. After that, it's a wrap. They were caved in. I need to know what y'all doing. Comment below. What y'all doing if that happens to you? And what do you think happened? Do you think that maybe she sleptwalked, or do you think like someone was messing with her? Lucky baddies. It's looking really cute. I started gluing the crystals on. I have like these crystals right here, and these ones are kind of like iridescent. I actually did another makeup look that's really fire with the iridescent crystals. It was a skull, like a glam skull. Go check it out. It's on TikTok. I also filmed it on Snapchat. So make sure you guys are following me on Snapchat as well, because I be like doing like vlogging content over there too. So it's NATALIE-ODELL. But anyway, so here's how I'm doing it. I'm basically using a clear like lash glue, and I'm going a little bit at a time down the line that I created. You don't want to go too far, because if you go too far, it's going to dry before you can place all the crystals. And then this is like a wax pencil, and this is how you like pick them up. And you just pick them up and you place it, pick it up and you place it. And that's what I've done all the way across. So anyway, next story. This one is one of the most creepy because it involves poltergeisting, which is what we see a lot of times in like scary movies where things move. I'm not gonna say who, but somebody tells me about a time where they left their house, you know, to go on vacation. They left their house to be watched by a friend. The reason why is because they have like animals and stuff like that, that they wanted like their animals to be fed while they were gone. And this person, the friend, they, you know, stop by and feed the animals for them. This person has a basement, right? And in their basement, they have a lot of just like different things. And some of the things that they have is like furniture, just, you know, storing excess furniture. And the person would have like events and stuff like that and like get-togethers and stuff at her house. She had a bunch of like those folding chairs, you know, in the basement. So the friend goes to her house to go ahead and feed the animals. When the friend opens the door, immediately they realize something's off. The friend sees the chairs that were once in the basement. They're now on the first floor. So they were up the stairs in the first floor. Now they weren't just like propped up against a wall or something, you know, that would just be like, oh, maybe I didn't notice that, you know, she left these things out, you know, before I got home, or before, you know, before when I would come to feed the animals. No, these chairs were in a circle and open, like somebody was sitting in them. Can you freaking imagine? There's no way. First of all, the way I would have got out of the house so quickly, but I honestly, like, if I made it out, because I might have had a heart attack like right then and there, because they knew for a fact that those chairs were not there because they had been coming already to feed the animals. They knew that they were the only person with the key, and they knew that their friend was long gone. I've been out of town for a while now. So how the heck did these chairs levitate, we assume, up the stairs and get into a circle? And why are they in a circle? Like, what are they meeting about? I can't. That one to me is the craziest. Okay guys, so we finished this side and it's looking amazing, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't do this when I had somewhere to go. Anyway, moving on. This story here did happen to me personally, and it happened in the same house as the levitating chairs, okay? So basically I was at my friend's house because, you know, she wanted to show, it was like me, my mom, my sister, and my friend, and we were in the basement because she wanted to show us like some stuff that she had in the basement. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I was there, I just kept feeling like a weird feeling. Like I kind of felt scared while I was down there, and I kind of just thought like, oh, it's just me feeling paranoid because one, I don't like have basements, and I haven't had basements for like since I was a child. So like everyone always knows it's scary to be in the basement, you know? So I'm like, you know, feeling on edge. I'm like, yeah, this is cute and stuff, but I don't want to be down here, you know? And then on top of feeling on edge, I felt like I kept hearing something. And I'm like, what is that? You know? And I keep like, I'm like this, like every second, like looking up, like, what the heck am I hearing? And I felt like I heard footsteps. And I was like, is somebody upstairs? And she's like, no, you know, and she kind of had like a mischievous look on her face. And I'm like, what? Is there somebody up there? Like, did somebody come over, you know, or whatever? And she's like, no one's here. And I was just like, do you think somebody came in? Like, was your front door locked? Because now I'm worried, like, is somebody upstairs, like, chilling in the house, you know, breaking and entering while we are down in the basement? And there's no way out of the basement except for up the stairs, right? Basically, she's like, no, oh, you know what? That must be, you know, my animals. They're like upstairs. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Even though it sounds like grown-up footsteps, adult size. And I was just like, okay, whatever. You know, I had no reason to be scared. Tell me why. Later, she ends up telling me the stories about the chairs. I'm like, you left this information out when I heard footsteps? I was supposed to get up out of there, and you just let me chill and think that it was your animals and go against my better judgment. Honestly, I was like, oh, heck no. This might be the last time I come here because, no can do. Can't do it. Okay, baddies, let's get into the final look. Yes, I love it. It turned out so cute, and honestly, it was so worth all the time it took. It definitely took about 2 hours, and I'm just really mad I'm not going anywhere after this, but at least y'all got to see it. So make sure you let me know how I did below. And I'm just getting more and more confident in my, you know, my creative artiste skills, because I didn't know I could do this, and apparently I can. And don't forget, share your scary stories below. Maybe I'll read them on Halloween or something. That'll be good. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. The post notifications are turned on. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.